Well, hello. My name is Nina Williams-Teramachi. I use they, them pronouns, and I am the new musical producing associate here with Team New Musicals at the Fifth Avenue Theater.
And hi, my name is Brandon Ivie. My pronouns are he, him, and I am the Associate Artistic Director for New Works at Village Theater. And we're embarking on this fun and exciting collaboration together.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are. When did this start? This all started actually a couple years ago. Village and the Fifth, are two kind of new musical powerhouses that kind of weirdly exist in the same city. There's not a lot of cities that have multiple theaters that do the kind of new musical work that we do. And so we've been actually talking the last couple of years about how do we do something together and how do we sort of pool our resources. And the last year or two, we were talking a lot about how a number of our new works are bringing in artists from out of town and from New York and developing work and then sort of sending it back out. But one thing that we really wanted to focus on was supporting our local artist community and writer community, which is really unparalleled, kind of. We have this really incredible theater community that both Nina and I grew up in, essentially. Right. So it was really important for us to give back to that community and support it. And we figured that the idea of exporting new musicals, exporting the Seattle talent and the Seattle stories was really important. And so the Fifth and Village sort of teamed up and we made a 3-year commitment to supporting local artists and local writers specifically. And this program that we're here to talk about, Northwest by Northwest, is the very first program in this new collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. And, how exciting is it I feel like this program is really reintroducing us to Seattle, because I feel like during this pandemic, I feel like I haven't seen much of Seattle, and to be able to re-enter this program and as an audience member, being able to hear these Seattle stories and feeling reconnected to the city is so important and something really fun and unique about this program.
Yeah, I think you're so right. We've gone so long sort of having to stay in our rooms. Nina, I've Zoomed with you many times.
So many.
I've seen this background of yours many times. But yeah, it's like reintroducing Seattle and the Northwest to our community. It's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Nina, what is the program? Tell me about it.
Yeah, Northwest by Northwest, which is such a catchy, cute little name. It gives an opportunity for our wonderful local writers to collaborate with some photographers, who we don't often get a chance to really interact with in, the world of musical theater. So it's really fun making these connections with some artists that we don't usually get to talk to. But we get to create, these writers get to create these stories based on a photograph that they have selected from literally hundreds of submissions.
When we were initially talking about this idea at the very beginning, the way that the photo thing came up is that we were really interested in figuring out how the community was involved in the telling of these stories. And I think it was Bill Berry, the Fifth Artistic Director, that suggested, well, what if we solicit community members to send us photos of the community and of the Northwest? And as you said, we got hundreds of submissions that were all really, really good. And it was really exciting to look through them and sort of see what these writers connected with and what stories they found in these photos. And all of them came up with I have 10 photos I'd like to choose from.
Right.
And going through that process was really fun. But it was a really interesting way to start the process and to start from a community engagement place, and also what a unique way to start a musical. And to start writing is based on a photo. Yeah, I just think it's what a cool idea, and I'm really excited to see what comes of this sort of new way of developing a show.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Um, one of the things that I enjoyed about getting out of this pandemic was, well, currently still in the pandemic, but
Still around, masked up.
but we've had so many wonderful opportunities to really get creative with how like the form of our new projects take. I know that right now that we're currently doing this all digitally, which is working great. We did all of our selection process over, the Dropboxes, the Zooms, all those things. The Instagram too, as well.
Instagramming, yes,
Is
yes.
hashtag Northwest by Northwest. Actually, this might be a good idea to show these photos really quick.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at some of these photos that were selected. We have 3 different photos here for 3 different writing teams. So this first one here is by Beth Easton, which is this beautiful ferry scene that we get to see from the viewpoint of a person in the car. And there's just some really beautiful motion and stillness here that I find really exciting. And like, what a story! Because
Yeah, and I love the framing. I love the framing of
yes,
the car window, framing the sea and the ferry. And yeah, you were saying like there's a story here. I love the idea that of like, where's the ferry going? Who's on the ferry? Who was in the car? Who's still in the car? Right, the driver's seat is empty.
absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, which is, I think it's so exciting.
Yeah, the age of the
and it was chosen by
car.
one of our teams, but we can't reveal
Secret time.
secret times.
You will learn soon enough.
Come to the next episode and you'll see.
There we go. Next spotlight. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So this is our next one here, which is by Malia Metz.
I love a good
just
Pike Place moment.
Look at that. I mean, again, with a vintage looking car.
Oh yeah, I didn't really
little connection.
Yeah, like a little bit of like a faded, warm tone to it.
Yeah.
I love it's so interesting when we were talking with writers about what to be looking for. We kept talking about life in the Northwest, not necessarily like, we were a little worried that all the photos were going to be of the Space Needle or like some kind of monument or something. But even so far, even just between the ferry and Pike Place, like they are iconic things about the Northwest, but there's so much life in it. Like I love, you can just barely see the hustle and bustle back there under the tulip sign.
Absolutely.
But also just like that car is so interesting, and like there's so much to unpack.
Yeah. And our last one here is this one.
I love this one because I had no idea what was happening in this photo.
Yeah, no, this photo by Stephen Zavantis here. These little eggs, I wasn't really familiar with exactly what this was, if it was Easter or not.
But one of our writers connected it to a Filipino tradition.
Yes.
That they are sort of folding into their story. I can't tell who it is yet. Still,
yeah, still secret.
But like, I just love that this is like, we're obviously in a residential neighborhood, very green, very like this looks like a Seattle yard.
Yeah, we get the best of both worlds because we just came from, the hustle and bustle of the city. Then we were able to go into nature, and then we get into more of a residential area. So we got a pretty good spread of what makes Seattle here.
And again, like there's life here, just whatever tradition is going on with these eggs and hanging them from the tree, and the home that it's in that is obviously like well loved and lived in, and what a really interesting like mix of 3 different photos. That's the other thing that I loved, is that all the writing teams were drawn to like completely different photos.
Yes.
But they all somehow managed to all evoke the Northwest and the Seattle area in such like beautiful ways.
Right.
And so the writers are gonna be with us for a little over a year.
That's correct.
And they've got some deadlines.
They do.
We actually just had our first deadline 2 days ago. And the treatments have been coming in.
That's right. We've heard some music, a little taste.
Yeah, some like synopses and some just like general plots and stuff. It's really, and it's, being involved in a new musical from this absolute earliest possible stage. There's like nothing like it to just sort of see it grow in such an exponential way, because we literally started at 0.
Exactly. And I mean, like, we're at a point where it's really just gonna start really taking off.
Yeah, and I think it's also speaks a lot to the Fifth and Village, in that our programs actually do this. There's not a lot of programs that start from complete scratch and help shows to actually develop a first draft or a second draft. So often programs start after a show is pretty far along, and that's the only way that they have support. But I really love being able to provide support at really, really early stages of development. I feel like that can be some of the most impactful ways to support artists is when they are in the mode of creation.
Absolutely. As folks who are looking into the program as well, it's like they don't often get to see a process like this. And I know that we're also doing some little behind the scenes stuff as well going into this. Do you want to talk a little bit about the social media kind of aspect?
Yeah, there's absolutely part of this process is also figuring out how to make sure that our community knows how the process is going. And because the Fifth and Village are so unique in sort of our developmental pipeline, it's going to be a really fun time to get like a look into like deep behind the scenes of how musicals are written. And these specific musicals. And just the fact that it's musicals about our community, that are sourced from our community, that are written by members of our community. And these writers some of them have lived here their whole lives. Some of them moved here after college. Some of them came here for college.
Right.
It's a total swath of what Northwesterner means, or what a Northwest community member means. And it's great to have that variety of points of view and life experience and all that. And you get to see that in some behind the scenes, like featurettes. What are we calling them? Something
making of videos.
Yeah, making of videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Well, this has been awesome, Brandon. I always love talking to you about new musicals.
I'll chat about new musicals with you anytime.
I can't wait. And I'm so excited for everyone else to be checking this amazing collaboration out.
I can't wait to announce the writers.
Right? Oh my goodness. Yeah, y'all aren't ready.
Big, huge.
So please stay tuned, follow along, and join us on this journey. Northwest by Northwest.
Northwest by Northwest.